when I talk to customers about this, one of the first things they come back with is about putting data into a shared system, especially if you're working with maybe government agencies or those with sort of heavily regulated and compliance-based data ownership models. That sort of thing does need to be considered. So ideally, the approach would be to share as little as possible, and there are mechanisms built into the Azure services that help you isolate an individual customer's data within your system. So, for example, separate containers for each tenant in Cosmos DB, or separate tables, or even separate databases in Azure SQL. So there are methods you can use to segregate that data at a sort of a logical layer within the various PaaS services and as part of your application design. You can tag tenant-specific resources. You can use Azure Purview to track and classify data that's stored. So that there are options around, but ultimately, the customer's requirements have to be considered, and what you're willing to do for that. Ultimately, there might be a reason why you need to deploy dedicated components for a customer to meet requirements. And where these can't be minimized, ideally you'd want to standardize them. So again, feeding into that DevOps process, so you're changing as little as possible. You have that infrastructure as code. Even those dedicated elements and components, how you're going to do them, and you're reducing your risk and cost of delivery of those by using a DevOps approach.